All right, traders, the green streak continues. We had a phenomenal day within Trader Society, a 90% plus success student rate, and we also ended up buying call options towards the exact lows. If you watched my video yesterday, we made it very, very clear that we were interested in buying the dips at our key levels for the upcoming bear trap, which was 433.60. That's the level I gave out for the bear trap, which was the exact low on the day. As you can see in terms of SPY right here, the exact low was at 433.60. If you watched the video yesterday, I made it very, very clear they're going to try to bounce this at 433.60 because it recently had a gap close reversal at this level. Calls on big dips have been banking. This is an overreaction to the downside. It's due for a reversal to start to explode back up to fill the gaps above. We also went over the bullish daily pattern on why I was going to be call focused, and I have been call focused pretty much for the past 4 overall days. And you could just visually see the first time it's going to retest that level, it's going to try to want to bounce. And if you just study the pattern, man, every single morning, SPY has been ripping off of these key wicks, off of these key support levels. And this was the best one possible. So you better believe it was going to be a great play. With that being said, in total, on all my trades, I started off with some small losses, and then I made it all back with some very big wins. I ended up making over $7,000 on the day. The green streak continues. In terms of before the market even opened, this is what I had to say before the market opened. We will see $436 today. Do not be ignorant, please, man. I told them we're going to 436. That was literally the exact highs, and I said that before the market opened. I made it very, very clear. We're going to be looking for bullish confirmations. We're going to be interested in buying the dips, and we're going to be looking to get in at 433.60. If we get stopped out, then 432. This was a phenomenal trading day. And in terms of our polls, man, we had 69 green yesterday, 17 red. We had 57 green today so far, only 6 red, man. We are absolutely crushing it. I truly don't understand how you can possibly have a red day in terms of today, because SPY has been doing the same fucking pattern for 3 days in a row straight. It just has a little morning drop, a little morning drop, a little morning drop, and then it recovers and explodes back up throughout the entire day for the stronger close. It's the same exact pattern. We brought awareness to all of this and our key levels. And I made it very, very clear in yesterday's video. The worst thing you can do is buy put options at support. And if you look at where the support was, and if you look at where the craziest bear trap was created for new 52-week highs, it was from 433.59. So if you played calls today and you focused on the green bullish 30-minute confirmations and then it goes up, literally every single time there was a green bullish 30-minute candlestick at support today, SPY began to skyrocket it, just like the past 2 days, man. And we've been taking advantage of those situations on calls. I've been doing an extremely good job on adapting. I even told my team since last Friday that I'm retiring from puts. I'm taking a quick break from puts. I didn't get hurt on puts, but I've been missing out on substantial profits in terms of the call side. And I've had this realization in terms of as of recently that the overall trend is bullish and we need to be focusing on buying dips at our overall key levels the first time they are tested with some sort of bullish confirmation. And this has been working extremely well. Do not buy the breakouts. Do not buy the resistance. If you want to buy higher, you need to wait for a massive breakout and then wait for it to drop back down to that previous breakout, to that previous resistance level, and then buy on the initial retest. That previous resistance will try to react to support as the trend is bullish. I was doing that throughout the entire day as well. And it was a very nice green day, man. I had some very, very great trades today. The chat did very well. We had a lot of people crush it. Ryan, he's absolutely been killing it in the program. He's having over a 5-figure week. I believe he's on vacation. He's absolutely crushing it, man. But in terms of some patterns, what were some patterns and what were some strategies? So based off of yesterday's video, I made it very, very clear. The bears are going to try to get trapped at 433.59. Why? Because this is where the bear trap was created. This is where it triggered the new 52-week high breakout. And this was a key support level at a gap close reversal level that was never tested. So when it tries to test the bottom of these wicks for the first time, it's going to try to bounce. It's the best level possible. You can just visually see right here, there was very nice support and there was a very strong wick towards 435, which was another level we crushed calls on this week. And as soon as it tested that 435 bottom wick for the first time, with the green bullish 30, surely enough, it exploded up. And you could just visually see right here. Remember how I told you when it tested that wick for the first time towards key support, it exploded up. I want you to compare this 30-minute green candle to this 30-minute green candle. We can all agree it's the same candlestick. And what happened? SPY began to uptrend. SPY began to uptrend. Why is it better in this situation? It's better in this situation because this was the lowest level. This was the most oversold level. This was the level that triggered the craziest bear trap. And you must see this before it actually happens. And you must be long biased when this closes green bullish in 30-minute. So that right there, that's the most predictable pattern that I can give you in a sense, right? It hit a key wick at key support, calls them in banking. It forms the first green bullish trend reversal 30. It uptrends. Same thing. It hit the wick right here for the first time at a lower level, even better, where the bear trap was created. It forms a green bullish 30-minute. And then what happens after that? It spikes for 30 minutes. Do you see how predictable that is? And notice how it's only dropping from some sort of resistance. Now, were there other patterns that you could have taken advantage on calls besides that one? I'm going to share with you the other patterns now. A lot of this has to do with the past 2 trading days. Very similar patterns, very similar cycles of history repeating itself. So what were some of the other patterns that we can bring awareness to? So in terms of the other patterns, we did have this, green, red, green, and then it starts to uptrend type of move. We've discussed that where it has the green, red, green, and then it tries to pop back up. That was another opportunity for calls. We also discuss all the time how when it forms these green bullish like wicks right here, what does it like to do? It likes to spike back up to the high of the wick, to the high of the wick, to the high of the wick, especially on this nice long wick right here. It likes to spike back up. So when the next 30-minute candle opens and you see that, you can hit calls if the previous closing of that 30-minute is reacting as a floor, reacting as support, which it was. That was another opportunity for calls that we took advantage of. In terms of were there other opportunities to take advantage of? Yes, there was more. Take a look at this. In terms of yesterday, it consolidated for about 90 minutes to 90 minutes to 2 hours. Basically like 2 hours. It consolidated for about 2 hours. You can see right here we have a lot of consolidation and then it's breaking out, but it's maintaining resistance. Then it's breaking out, it's maintaining resistance. When did it really start to go super bullish? Take a look at this. It formed a wick right here, trend reversal candlestick, and notice how the low of this is towards the high of these previous candles. That means that this previous resistance right here is reacting as support. SPY was breaking above the resistance, it pulls back, and it turns this previous roof into a support level, meaning it's forming higher support and it's going bullish and it's going to try to retest the highs of these wicks. Now look at this. SPY's doing the same exact thing today. Let me know if you guys are catching on to this. So in terms of, well, what is SPY doing today? SPY was breaking above the resistance. Where was the resistance? The resistance was towards this previous closing price right here. It was breaking above it. It was forming higher support. And then right here, it forms a very nice bottom bullish wick towards the previous resistance levels from the morning. It's forming a clear higher support floor at the previous high at market open, which was resistance. Now it's breaking out and it's forming a floor because the bottom of these candlesticks are at the top of this 30-minute candle, which is bullish. And you can just visually see right here, if you were to compare in terms of what is happening, it's the same exact pattern, man. Look at this left side right here and then compare it to this right side right here. You can see it's doing the same exact thing. It turned the previous resistance from the morning into support as it was breaking out and forming a floor at the high of the 30-minute candles from the open. That's what it was overall doing towards this consolidation. It was turned into support. It was forming a new floor, right? And then it retests the high of these wicks. Then it retests the high of these wicks. You can see there's a wick right here towards the top at 435.67. It's going to try to retest that. You can see there's a wick right here towards 435.40 and 435.80. It's going to try to retest that. And then you can see when you have this nice pin right here, that's when it's time to blast off and time to skyrocket. If you just visually looked at this and compared this, man, just look at this left part right here. And then I want you to compare it starting where I draw this oval. We're going to compare it right here. Starting where I draw this oval, we're going to compare it. And you will see it's the same exact thing, man. I don't know why this isn't drawing for some reason. There it goes. But you could see, if you just compare this left-hand side to this right-hand side starting at the oval, and then when it forms like this trend reversal bottom pin, this trend reversal bottom pin, when it starts to crack and go lower, when it starts to crack and go lower, that's when the crazy reversal to the upside triggers. That's when the crazy upside reversal triggers, and it remains green and bullish till the 30-minute candle finally closes red. It remains green and bullish till the 30-minute candle finally closes red. Then it starts to drop a little bit. Then it starts to drop a bit. Very similar to yesterday, very similar moves, very similar patterns. I hope that helps, man. I need you to understand we're waiting for these 30-minute candles to close. And then when we see a clear pattern from similar cycles, whether it's a 5-day 30-minute or a 10-day 30-minute, or you can go even further back at our key levels, we're looking to get in and take advantage of these trades by taking advantage of the 30-minute of the closing candle. So we can potentially use this strategy every single time a 30-minute candle closes. Now, we wanted our key levels, and we want a nice confirmation, and we want a nice pattern. And you must strategically prepare this in advance, but you also must trade what you see and look and identify for new key levels. So that was my whole thesis in terms of the call situation. And then in terms of another pattern that's been happening in terms of taking advantage for puts, I didn't play the put side. I've been avoiding the put side for days now because the overall trend's been bullish in my opinion. But in terms of a trade idea that you could have taken advantage of in terms of puts, every single time SPY would break above, major resistance on the day, and then it forms a red bearish candlestick, it would start to drop. That's what it would overall start to do. Right here it would start to drop. Right here it would start to drop. Right here, it would start to even drop. That's another potential trade idea. But like I said, I was not interested in puts, and I really didn't do any put trades today. So with that being said, that's how we were able to crush it. Now, where do I stand in terms of the current market conditions? So based off the daily chart, I'm leaning towards bullish. I'm leaning towards bullish on the overall market for the micro. Now, that does not matter. I trade what I see. I don't blindly trade a bias. I don't blindly trade a pattern. I don't blindly trade a level. I trade what I see. But in terms of how the daily chart looks to me is, it looks bullish. Basically what happened was we had an overreaction to the downside. SPY is maintaining and holding this very strong 433.50 level. Now, the last time we bottomed at this level, we quickly rocketed to 439. And then a day after that, we went all the way to 444. With that being said, we have a gap to fill at 437, and we have another gap to fill at 439.50. So in terms of tomorrow, let me explain to you on how I can kind of play this in a sense. What I'm going to continue to do is I'm going to continue to focus on calls at key support levels that really haven't been tested. So it's a little tricky now because our key levels have been tested, and now the chart is indicating that it's bullish, meaning it might not retest the lower ones. Now, if it wasn't bullish, the levels that I would be buying at, the oversold ones that aren't retested, would be these. 432, this is a previous resistance level. Once this previous resistance level had a breakout, it triggered a crazy bear trap to 437 quickly. So if we go to 432, I'll be interested in buying calls because it is a resistance level that has not been tested yet. And SPY had a massive breakout once it broke above the resistance. Therefore, it should now react as another bear trap because that's where the bears got trapped once it broke out. So 432 I'm interested in. I also love the idea for call options at 430. Those are my oversold levels if SPY goes bearish, right? So I love those levels. 430 is very strong support, nice key hold round number, and that's our gap close reversal level. Now, in terms of higher levels, right? Let's say it's reacting bullish. We have to play it safe, and we really need to focus. So one of our key levels, of course, is always going to be the gaps. We have a gap at 436.51. This is currently towards some resistance, and it is going to try to react as a resistance on the initial test once we do fill this gap at 437. Now, like I said, I'm really not interested in puts. So I'm just looking for call opportunities. And what you want to do is you want to wait, especially in this situation. If it goes bullish, it's not going to retest our lower levels. So you just need to wait for nice sell-offs and nice key support levels. These would be some nice key support levels that I'm interested in. I love the 433.50 level. I like 434 and I like 434.40. I love those lower zones. Those will be my other levels to keep an eye on. Now, in terms of resistance, we have resistance coming up at 437 and 437.20. Heading into preparation, I'm not interested in puts. Now, you can trade what you see, and if you see bearish confirmations, you can go for it. But my levels for puts, I've been waiting for $442. 442 I like for puts. I'm also keeping an eye on 439.50. The 437 level will likely reject initially. It's just too low of a level for me. But again, you can trade what you see. Just understand, I'm mainly focused on calls at oversold levels. And if those don't hit, if it's not going bearish in the morning or whatever, then I'm interested in calls at key support levels. And I gave you the key support levels. We're looking at 433.50, we're looking at 434, and we're looking at 434.40. Now, say it just goes super bullish and we don't hit those key levels. Then what you do is you just wait. You just wait, let it skyrocket, let it break out, let it do its thing. You just wait. And then when it crashes back to the new level where the bears got trapped, that's where you're going to be buying. Say it has a massive breakout, buy once it drops back down to the breakout level. That's how I'm looking to play calls. I'm looking for oversold opportunities on the day's chart if I can't get it for the bearish type of move. So you just got to wait for something to drop, something to develop. Just wait for a bull bear trap to get created. If a bull trap gets created, look at the levels I gave you, 433.50 to 434 to 434.50. If a bear trap gets created, wait for a massive breakout, and then if it drops back down to the level, that's where you're going to buy calls. So if we have a massive breakout at say 436 and it goes to like 437.50, 438, a nice little 1.5 breakout ideally, if it drops back down to where the bears got trapped, that's where we're going to buy calls. And that's the game. And that's my focus in preparation heading into tomorrow. And then, like I said, our levels for puts, we're looking at 439.50 and we're looking at 442. 442 is our best level. So look, man, that's how I'm planning to trade it heading into tomorrow. I'm going to remain focused in terms of what it is that I'm doing, which just has been focused on buying calls at key oversold dip levels. You can do that by looking at levels that have not been tested, which is currently 432 and 430. If it goes super bullish, then you just need to wait and miss out first. And then when it retests those levels where the bears got trapped, then you buy the calls. You're going to have to miss out first if we don't hit that 432 to 430. Miss out first, wait for the breakouts, and then when it drops back down to the levels where the bears got trapped on the day, towards the lows, which will take like, the first hour to develop, or it could take 2 to 3 hours to develop, then you buy the calls on a retest. I don't want you buying calls high. I don't want you buying into big breakouts. I don't want you getting trapped into calls. I want you playing it safe. And if anything, you just miss out on the move. I'm completely fine with missing out on breakouts because, man, you don't want to be buying calls at strong rejection levels. It's not the move. The way I buy breakouts is it has to be a massive breakout and then it has to drop straight back down to where it had a breakout, and then I buy it because previous resistance is going to try to react to support. That's why I love 432, because it's a previous resistance level that's going to try to react to support because it triggered such a strong breakout of such overreaction to the upside, right? So those are my current views on the market. That's how I'm planning to trade it. Those are my overall thoughts. And here's the deal, man. If you want to be inside of Trader Society, it is a one-time fee. It is lifetime access. You get access to the entire trading program, to the entire video lesson library, the course, which includes the trading system, everything it is in terms of mastering price action, how to trade the SPY, how to trade the stocks, day trading, swing trading, investing into stocks. You also get access to the unique technical gap trading strategies that I've created, the 30-minute trading strategies that I use. You also get access to how to master and read candlesticks, because that's what I do. I don't use indicators. I trade the chart. I trade the candlesticks. I don't trade emotions. I don't trade indicators. I trade the chart and the candles. I swear to you, I tried everything. The best indication is trading the chart in the candlesticks. And then in terms of the time frames, I like the 1 minute, I like the 5 minute, and I like the 30 minute. Those are my favorite time frames, and I scalp. I don't hold very, very long. I get in, I get out extremely quickly, make my gains. With that being said, if you want access to that, along with the educational material on, risk management, position sizing, psychology, mindset training, it is all within that video lesson library. You also get access to the Discord community. I alert every single trade I make in real time. We are crushing it, man. There is no one doing it like us, man. The trades we are making are truly incredible, man. We absolutely crush it today, and we are consistently doing it on a weekly basis. You get access to every single real-time trade alert. You get access to all of my analysis, which is, in the pre-market, during market hours, and then when the markets close as well. We will answer any question you may have. You get access to the networking opportunities, the moderators within the chat. You also get access to the live trading streams and the live trading voice channels. If you want to surround yourself with the right community, this would be the place for you, man, because I'm telling you, we are absolutely crushing it, and our results speak for themselves. We're getting multi-six-figure days almost on a regular basis as a team, as a collective, as a whole, man. And we're truly crushing it, man. The results are all within. Big shout out to D-Roy. He's been killing it. Big shout out to Ryan. There's people who recently joined this program who are literally making thousands of dollars in one single day, multiple times the cost of the program. Plenty of people in this program have made the cost of this program before they join because they use the educational material that I provide with them and they combine it with the trading plans and key levels, and they do very, very well. My video yesterday literally gave you the exact low of day to buy calls where the bears got trapped. And there's no one giving that out, man. If you would have just made that one simple trade, you would have made back the cost of the program. So look, man, if you want to get your education right, if you want to surround yourself with the right community, the right network, the right trading team, the right information, the right levels, the right strategies, and a disciplined approach where we're trading the best set of those prices, this is going to be the right team for you. I will see you in on the inside. As soon as you join, you get instant lifetime access. And I'm telling you, Fridays are known for being my best trading days. And tomorrow's going to be a Friday, and it's going to be a good day. We have a phenomenal trading plan set up. I will see you guys till then.